どうかこの私と清く正しい交際を。
興味ないわ。
Isekai is one of the most popular themes in anime. And as a theme, it has multiple combinations with various genres as well. And while action and adventure are a given, romance is also one of the most prominent genres that seem to have its coupling done with Isekai. So in this video I will show you top 10 best Isekai romance anime you need to check out. Number 10. I'm the Villainess, so I'm taming the final boss. Aileen Lauren Dautrish's life changes forever on the day her engagement with the Crown Prince Cedric Jean Elmer is nullified so he can be together with Lilia Rainworth. The event triggers Eileen's memories from her past life. She has been reincarnated in an otome game as the Villainess, who is destined to die in the final act. To prevent her predetermined demise, Aileen has only one option: to court the game's last boss, Claude Jean Elmer, the proclaimed Demon King and Cedric's half-brother, and marry him. However, it is easier said than done, as Claude distrusts her intentions. Instead of giving up, Aileen adamantly tries to win his heart by helping Claude fulfill his wish, to build peace between humankind and demonic beasts. But time is running out, and it is up to Aileen to change the course of not only her tragic ending but Claude's as well. Number 9. I've somehow gotten stronger when I improved my farm-related skills. Alwayne's greatest goal is to become the best farmer he can be. With utmost effort, he reaches the apex of his farming skills and earns the title of a first-rate cultivator. Due to this achievement, Al gains a substantial upgrade to his stats which now eclipse even the strength of legendary heroes of old. Soon after discovering his potential, the royal family enlists his help against the rising number of disasters that coincidentally began right as his true power was awakened. Although reluctant, Al concedes that in order to protect his precious fields, he must do his best to keep all threats at bay. Number 8. The Fruit of Evolution. One day, a man claiming to be a god suddenly hacks a certain school's intercoms, ordering all of its students to team up and prepare to be transported to another world. There, they will be given special skills in the hopes that they become that world's heroes and defeat the Demon King that ravages the land. The initial transfer is a success. However, Seiichi Hiragi, who suffers from his classmates' constant bullying due to his somewhat undesirable appearance, is left behind as no one is willing to be his teammate. Nevertheless, the self-proclaimed god decides to send Seiichi to the parallel world and lets him join his peers. Unfortunately, this fateful ordeal causes Seiichi to arrive at a location deep in the forest, far not only from his schoolmates but from human civilization as well. Desperately searching for a way to change his predicament, Seiichi's miserable days only seem to continue to worsen. Yet when all hope seems lost, Seiichi discovers a strange fruit known as the Fruit of Evolution, which may be his first step toward a significantly better future. Number 7. Parallel World Pharmacy. World-class medical researcher Kanji Yakutani lost his little sister to a tumor years ago due to ineffective treatment. To honor her legacy, he has dedicated his research to developing new medications for such conditions. But as fate would have it, he overworks himself and passes away at the age of 31, only to be given a second chance at life in another world. When he wakes up, Kanji finds himself in the body of a 10-year-old boy named Falma de Medicis, the son of an esteemed family of medical practitioners in the Seine Fleuve Empire. Bearing the mark of a deity's divine blessing, Falma is capable of performing a unique divine art, allowing him to create and reduce any substance with the knowledge of its chemical properties. After reading through some pharmacology books, Falma realizes that this world is operating on similar medical practices as in ancient times. He also learns that medicine is an exclusive privilege to the nobility, depriving commoners of proper medical care. Using the knowledge from his past life and the divine abilities granted to him, Falma resolves to make medicine available to those who need it, irrespective of class. Number 6. Endo and Kobayashi live. The latest on Tsundere Villainess Lieselot, Broadcasting Club member Shiono Kobayashi always gushes to her friend Aoto in Do about Magi Koi, an otome game where protagonist Fien attends the Royal Academy of Magic. But despite the colorful cast, the one character Kobayashi is most obsessed with is the villainous Lieselot Riefenstahl. Contrary to her rude remarks toward Fien, Lieselot longs to be her friend. Lieselot is also deeply in love with her own fiancé, Prince Siegwald Fitzenhagen, the game's main love interest. Unfortunately, in almost every route, Lieselot is doomed to a tragic end. Kobayashi manages to convince Endo to play Magi Koi to practice his speaking skills. What begins as a normal playthrough turns extraordinary when Siegwald suddenly hears the players' voices inside the game. Now labeled as gods, Endo and Kobayashi use their comments and analyses to save their beloved tsundere Villainess from her fated demise. Number 5. The Executioner and Her Way of Life. Average student Muta Mitsuki suddenly finds himself transported to another realm. Summoned by the king of this world for the remarkable power he is supposed to possess, Muta is thrown out when it appears that he lacks a special concept. Moping about, he encounters a priestess named Minu who explains that Japanese people like him are known as lost ones, and such individuals never fail to have special concepts. Minu elaborates that she is part of a church that helps abandoned lost ones integrate into society. She invites him to spend the night at her church, where the two can probe the nature of his ability. Eventually, they discover that Muta's special concept is actually incredibly powerful and dangerous. Number 4. Trapped in a dating sim, blackmailed into playing a dating simulator set in a matriarchy, an ordinary man must put up with the unbearable and convoluted world until he clears the game. After countless days of grinding, he finally manages to beat it, but his hardcore gaming comes at a cost: extreme sleep deprivation and hunger. While heading out to the convenience store to solve one of these problems, the man tumbles down the stairs and falls unconscious, only to wake up to the worst possible realization: he has been reincarnated into the game as the mob character Leon Faux Bartford. Now trapped in a world he despises, Leon must use his knowledge of the game to navigate through the plot safely and sustain himself in a society where the odds are heavily stacked against him. Number 3. Meiji Tokyo Renka. Miyaizuki is just your ordinary, everyday high school girl. That is until one night, when the moon is full and red, she's transported through time to the Meiji period by Charlie, a self-proclaimed magician. She ends up in a strange, Meiji-era Tokyo where the existence of ghosts is accepted. Led by Charlie, she finally arrives at the Rokamaikan. There, waiting for her to arrive, are the historical figures Ogai Mori, Shunso Hishida, Otajiro Kawakami, Kyuka Izumi, Goro Fujita, Yakumo Koizumi, and Tasuki Wasaki. Whilst interacting with these men, she discovers she is a Tamayori, someone who can see ghosts, a skill that is highly valued in the Meiji period. Due to these powers, her relationship with the men begins to change. As she gets to know these handsome men in a new era she just can't get used to, a love begins to grow within her. Number 2. How a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom. After the death of his grandfather, 19-year-old Kazuya Soma, an aspiring civil servant, is left all alone with no one to call family. Out of the blue, he is transported to the Elfrieden Kingdom, a small ailing country in another world, to be a hero. An ongoing war with the demon army has put the entire world in peril, and Kazuya was summoned to aid in the conflict as an offering from Elfrieden to its allies, dissatisfied with being used as tribute. Kazuya decides to help the kingdom revamp its declining economy, not by way of adventuring or war, but through administrative reform. Abruptly declared the king of Elfrieden and betrothed to the princess, the realist hero, Kazuya sets out to assemble a group of talented citizens who will assist him in his bureaucratic battles to get the kingdom back on its feet. Number 1. The Eminence in Shadow. For as long as he can remember, Minoru Kaginu has been fixated on becoming as strong as possible, which has led him to undertake all kinds of rigorous training. This wish, however, does not stem from a desire to be recognized by others. Rather, Minoru does everything he can to blend in with the crowd. So, while pretending to be a completely average student during the day, he arms himself with a crowbar and ruthlessly thrashes local biker gangs at night. Yet when Minoru finds himself in a truck accident, his ambitions seemingly come to a sudden end. In his final moments, he laments his powerlessness. No matter how much he trained, there was nothing he could do to overcome his human limitations.